It's Week 18 of the NFL, and we're moments away from a statement game. It's the Ravens and the reigning Super Bowl champs, and it comes your way next on Madden Football.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the so-called Silicon Valley and Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. The scene a short time ago, this crowd, they love their 49ers, and they were in full roar as their guys burst out of the locker room, and we're ready for football as the 49ers get set to do battle with the Baltimore Ravens. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talked about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Here's the Australian-born punter Mitch Wishnowsky to get things going. And we are underway from Santa Clara. This fielded right at the goal line. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18. The Ravens offense going to work, and as usual, it's Lamar Jackson, the former MVP of the league, at the helm.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel, doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
Jackson with a handoff to Dobbins on the option. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. Well, this defense for the Niners, they were very good last week in the win over New Orleans.
In today's NFL, when you talk about goals for defenses, and you think that maybe you'd like to hold them under 14 points or so, we think our offense can usually get 17 to 20, so that's a reasonable goal. But when you hold a team under 100 yards of total offense, you're going to win 99 times out of 100. And the one game you lose, you'll know who to blame.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Off the play fake to Dobbins, here's Jackson. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
Of course, the catch was nice, but how about what happened after? Able to stay on his feet and gain all that additional yardage. So many of these slot guys, I think, have running back in their background.
He's able to find Wallace. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a 2nd and just about a few inches here. Clock rolling as we hit the midway point of this first quarter. Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins. And he gets it down to the 32.
2nd and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on 3rd down and pick up the 1st down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the 1st down. That's exactly what they did.
Not much there, only a yard. On 2nd down, a run with Dobbins. Trying to bounce it outside, but he's only able to get it back to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation. Now Jackson. This one caught by his tight end, Andrews. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. 2 yards is all they'll get on the completion. It's 4th down. So Jackson will head to the Ravens sideline, and on comes Justin Tucker for the field goal try. From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. Tucker's kick is good. And the Ravens strike first at 3-zip. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. Throwing now, Burrow on first down. Flush to his right. And he is going to go down. They sack him on the final play of the first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. So, Charles, you look at this offense, and really on paper at least, a great situation for them upcoming. They're unbeaten on the year, an open week coming up after this. So I guess my question, any worry that maybe this is coming at the wrong time?
Oh, definitely I would be worried about this game, maybe more than any other on the schedule, because I know my guys are looking ahead to that open week. I've got to keep them focused on the task ahead, make sure they take care of business in this one. Otherwise, you're talking about a double trap. The trap of losing the game and then having the open week and having to stew about it.
Oh, a big decision here early. Look at this. They're going to go for it on their own side of the field. They're going to try and throw. Toward the sideline, it's complete. An athletic grab, but still well short of the first. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big play that time on a catch and run. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Eluding the pressure right. Going to throw right side here. Complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Solid catch there for a man who's been so brilliant this year. Worth pointing out, as we were talking about earlier, there has never in the 60-year history of the award been a pass catcher, tight end, or wide receiver that has taken home the MVP trophy.
And the best receivers I've talked with, they know that stat, and it drives them crazy because they understand that without a quarterback, they don't make the plays that they make. They also don't feel like they get enough credit for bailing out some of the throws the quarterbacks make.
Absolutely. It takes 2 to tango.
And that's a nice job of working his way open down in the red zone. Looked that one in and then made a beeline for the pylon. He didn't quite get there, and you want to give him a little extra for the effort. But instead, he sets his guys up in excellent shape with a 1st and goal.
And that one's going to be off target and incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, 1st down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on 1st down in this situation because 2nd down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
Oh, and that'll be incomplete. Oh, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. And he hauls it in the end zone. Touchdown, San Francisco. A great play there. His first touchdown on the year. And the 49ers have now taken the lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. And at least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you've met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Play action. It's Jackson. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando, the coach. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
And he's certainly not a guy that drops that football very often.
Indeed, because that's a bit of a surprise. I know he's in the middle of some traffic, and people, bodies all around him, but he usually has the focus to haul that one in.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Jackson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. To throw again is Jackson. He's going deep for Brown. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Niners will go on offense 1st and 10. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their 2nd drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
He'll buy some time right. Finding some room at midfield. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Now that definitely hurts because the mindset is getting a 3-and-out there, and they don't get it done. They give up the scramble and a pickup for a 1st down.
Flushed out right. He finds his man complete. It's Lang. And he's going to have a 1st down here as they're also into field goal range at the 28. They go play action here on 1st down. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. Touchdown 49ers. Dallas Goddard hitting double digits with 49ers adds his first career touchdown pass. Kid, that's a cool moment.
It really is. So enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, celebrate, save the full reflection for later, and make sure you grab someone on the sidelines and say, hey, make sure I get that football, okay?
No run back here, down to a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. The Raven offense going to take over late in this first half. And with him down 2 scores, you wonder if they might try and put something together, even if it's just to get into field goal range. Now Jackson on 1st down. Open man is Duvernay. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. Jackson, they should have got more out of that, though. He was wide open.
I love how emphatic you are with that call because that's exactly what I was thinking. Wide open in the flat. Give him a ball that he can use to get upfield with, not just catch and go over the sideline. They cost themselves some yardage there.
A 1st and 10 here, and you know, if they could just get 3 out of this, something about whittling it to a 1-score game at half that might provide a psychological boost. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new-school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, Jackson. Slings it to Andrews, and it's complete. The tight end has it. The Ravens going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Jackson to throw. And he'll go right back to Andrews. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down.
I don't care what sport you're playing. Everyone likes to build up a little momentum, don't they? And look at this, back-to-back completions to the big target at tight end.
That one not as profitable as the other, but still a decent game. Throwing again on 2nd down. Jackson. Nowhere to turn here, and he's going to go down. Back at about the 37-yard line. And offensively, they'll take the timeout with 6 seconds left in the second quarter. So on 3rd down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. This from 54 yards away. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And a second field goal here cuts their deficit to 14-6 now. So as it turns out, that sack doesn't wind up costing them, Charles. They at least get points, get 3 of them.
Yeah, that's where your kicker can really come to your rescue because, you know, after the sack, there was a little consternation there. Are we out of field goal range? Are we going to be able to get 3? In this case, he stepped right up and gave them exactly what they needed.
So we've hit halftime here in Santa Clara with the 49ers out in front. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to our EA Sports halftime report. Let's get you caught up on what's going on around the NFL. We'll start up in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle. And it's the Seahawks who have the lead in that one. DK Metcalf, a touchdown reception. From there, let's get over to the Rockies to check out the Broncos at home in Denver. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Raiders. Jerry Jeudy, a touchdown reception. Finally, let's get to the desert to check on the Cardinals at home in Glendale. And you can see there, it's the visiting LA Rams who have the lead in that one. 2 touchdown passes for Matthew Stafford. Next, they look at the next-gen stats for the Ravens in that first half, and they weren't able to get a whole lot done throwing the football. That'll likely be a big key if they want to turn things around in the second half. Meanwhile, for the Niners, they too found some success throwing the football, but I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half. Both these teams, no doubt, making their final halftime adjustments as we speak, and for the call of the second half, we get it back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, appreciate it. A 1-touchdown game here as we get set to resume play in the second half. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Getting set to go again, Dallas Goedert marching back onto the field. And we peek at some of his work from this game where he's nearing 100 yards.
And haven't we gotten pretty close in this game nowadays in the NFL to almost taking labels off of the tight end position? These guys now can be the #1 option in an offense, and that never used to be the case. So now how do you even match up with them? Cornerback, safety, linebacker, all 3 will have deficiencies against the best tight ends in the game.
Back to throw now on first down. He finds his man, complete. That's Lang. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
And that's a nice throw right there. And I'll tell you what I've seen in recent times and actually watched a presentation in the offseason from a college offensive coordinator. Showed about 10 different drills that he runs with his quarterbacks to show them how to get out of the pocket, how to get comfortable when they're doing so, and to make plays under that type of duress. That's an example of what we're seeing the colleges deliver to the NFL.
And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And he'll fight his way down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there, and it's going to lead him to third down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so.
And across the chalk, into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. It's their quarterback. His 3rd touchdown of the game and 4th on the year. And the Niners take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And the lead is up to 15 now. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. The Ravens offense getting ready now for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially. But you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that leads you into bigger errors.
An option handoff here to Dobbins. And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins. And he will not get there as they stop him short right around the 34-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. The Ravens send their punter out now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. Joe Burrow trots out again with the rest of his offense. They haven't had to rely so much on the passing game. It's really been a team effort in the running game that's kept them successful and has them in the lead.
I like that, too, the team effort, because when I was growing up, one guy carried the football, right? You stuck it in his chest 20 to 30 times a game, and he was the heavy volume, heavy dose guy. Now, you spread it around, different people touching it, and in this game, it's proven to be effective.
And spreading the wealth has been very effective. And just shutting him off there. Touchdown! Dallas Goedert with touchdown number 2 in the game, and now 11 on the year. And the 49ers are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. Well, for a tight end, he can definitely motor, and he shows off the wheels there after the catch as he's able to shake free.
Yeah, and this just looked like a simple, ordinary play to start, but boy, did things change. Once he got free, it was off to the races, and once he hit high gear, there's absolutely no one who was going to stop him.
And the next-gen stats show us the tale of how much yardage he was able to tack on after the catch. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And he will lose yardage here back at the 23-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. 1 quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And he's able to get up here to the 26. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down. Now it's Jackson. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And it'll be 4th down.
The whole idea of the screen pass is to fool the defense in a big way and create a big play.
They weren't fooled.
Not 1 second, not 1 bit. How about them figuring it out, diagnosing it, and spilling it for lost yardage?
He's going deep for Brown. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Niners take over in terrific field position. And the 49ers getting set to trot out there. Been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
2nd and 6. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. The Niners on 3rd down. They've been good, 3 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 16. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. Normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right?
And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown 49ers. A great effort there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the 49ers look poised to reach 17-0 as they add on to their lead. Extra point by McCann, up and good. And that'll push the lead up to 29 now. Here is Wisnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. This taken in at the goal line. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Meanwhile, Jackson's throw into the hands of Andrews. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. They'll contain him to just 4. 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
On 1st and 10, it's Jackson. Throw right side is complete to Andrews, his tight end. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. An incomplete pass on 2nd down leads us to 3rd and inches. To throw is Jackson. He'll dump this off complete to Dobbins. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Throwing is Jackson. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
To throw again on 2nd down, Jackson. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
He's got his man. It's Andrews. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. 5 yards on the catch there. Brings up 2nd down. Jackson will throw again. That's taken in by Duvernay. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Jackson now. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete. The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4th. Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and the 49ers are going to get the football back. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. That one looks like he'll throw here. And oh, that nearly their first pick of the game, but it falls down to the ground incomplete. On play action, they'll throw. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end Goddard. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Escaping the pressure right. He'll have a 1st down past the 40 as they finally wrangle him in at the 48. And one of the whistles for a timeout. So they'll stop the clock here in a game that's been decided in the closing seconds. Now a play fake here on 1st down. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. And now we're going to get a timeout. Somewhat pointlessly called with 3 seconds to go in a game that's already been decided. They go play action here on 1st down. He finds his man complete. It's Lang. And they move this all the way down to the 9. So the victory here for San Francisco, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments necessary, went away from that, and then they got it together, got a spark, and then took off. It's really nice to watch in the second half.
So for the Niners, they make NFL history with this, their 17th win without a loss, a perfect 17-0 on the regular season. And now they'll have the week off as they get set to go after a Super Bowl title. Meanwhile, for Baltimore, this was basically just an exhibition game for them as they'd already clinched home field advantage. And the playoffs will run through their house as they'll get the week off and get set to host a divisional round game in 2 weeks' time.